what you just said is a strong word because people forget that we just normal, regular people.
Pride, we are that.
Well, that's one thing you'll learn about celebrity too. You'll understand that even celebrities, you gotta remember, they were regular people until they got thrown into the spotlight. But then, once you get to a certain threshold, then they have to ask a lot of questions. I mean, you know, we could talk about this in a minute, but like with the whole Cat Williams thing, where we kind of like bombshell on everybody, like,
that was
look,
crazy.
this is how the industry really is. You're seeing this firsthand now. Like, this is, you know, you gotta make these tough decisions to get to the top. Now the question is, do you want to compromise to get to that top? Don't get it wrong. The people who are at the top, they got bread, they got paper, but look what they're compromising to get to the top. So do you really want to get to that echelon of top? Or do you want to maybe take it maybe a half tier down and be like, I don't need to get there, but if I can keep my morals and maybe get a tier below, am I cool with that? We're going to get, I promise you, we'll get there.
He broke it down. He broke it down.
We'll get there. Anyway, since I'm already recording, I want to at least test run and run. We're going to just go flow right into it. Y'all good?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Hey, first off, episode 70, Lane Pipe with the PVC Crew. You know who I be. You know who my squad is. I'm going to have my boy Paul introduce our special guest. Since we got a special guest in the building, talk to him.
What's up, everybody tuning in for episode 70? First and foremost, shout out to us for reaching that high step of 100 subscribers.
First of all, salute to all the subscribers. First and foremost.
We made it to 100. Hard work pays off, right, boys?
Hard work always pays off. Y'all know that. And on this, we were for our 100 subscribers and stuff, the people who's rocking along. We bring in our second special guest, of course, Paul. Let them know who we got in the building.
So right here is my good buddy Jason Long. Lane. Yeah, I always say Long. Lane. My bad. Jason Lane. But I've been knowing him for like a couple years though. We've been chopping it up over here and there. But we got really tight when he was doing his fashion stuff, and I followed him on Facebook and stuff like that. So I told him he's doing a real good job and stuff like that. Then I told him about the podcast. He subscribed to us, been following us, and saying that we've been doing a good job, keep up the good work. So basically, good friendship, good brothership, good support. So this is Jason Lane right here. So say what's up to the people, Jason.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jason Lane. You know,
Go ahead.
I'm just happy for the opportunity, Paul, and to be around you guys. I'm definitely going to give you a little bit of knowledge of what I know, but at the same time, I'm going to be a student to what you guys know. There's going to be some things I'm going to learn as well, and I'm definitely open-minded to that.
Amen to that.
Indeed. So you got my boy Jason Lang in the building, of course. It's definitely a privilege and honor to have you on board. I appreciate that. You heard my man Paul. I gotta let Big say a few words before we get into it. Big, talk to the people real quick.
Morning, everyone. Back at it again with the PVC Podcast Crew. Glad to have this special guest on here. We're looking forward to hashing it out with him. And we hope you enjoy this content and this episode to come. If you do enjoy this episode, please make sure to watch the other interview guest we had before this one with our buddy Joe. That was a good episode, but until further ado, let us commence. Cameron, take us in.
First of all, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Cam, aka Mr. Nerdboyfresh.
Freaky.
Follow me on the gram and all that good stuff. You know how we get down. First of all, as Big said, shout out to my man W. Freaking Joe. He's been doing a lot of big things. Appreciate him having him on the podcast, of course. When he was doing his thing, he had a couple of other projects, so people's been asking. We're going to bring him back on pretty shortly, too, because he just dropped in a couple of gems, so keep along with him. I got my boy Jason Lang in the building, of course. It's an honor to have you. We got a lot of things to talk about, man.
Yes, we do.
It's my first time getting my first formal introduction of you. So tell the people what you do.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I would like to start off, like I would ask for that. I'm a regular person. I have a 9 to 5, so I do work for a company called Field Lady. But my goals and what I have been doing lately for the past 5 years is I model, I act, and I also did some producing as well.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, yep.
So model, acting, and producing in addition to the 9 to 5.
Yes.
So that's crazy that you actually let in with the I do a 9 to 5 first. Now, I think when people say that you model, you act, you produce, people think that should be your job in itself and not the 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
So what do you do for your 9 to 5? Just for the people to know, so you get a little bit of perspective.
Oh, basically, I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
I for Frito-Lay. It's a chip company, which everybody knows, the Lay's, Fritos, Cheetos, and stuff like that.
Our best chips in the world.
Yeah, and I deliver. Like I said, I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes even 3 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Right. So some of y'all probably still asleep, and I'm out here working.
Not us.
You know, yeah. So that's basically what I do. I just go around from store to store, drop the products to the salesman, and I'm the person that makes it happen so they can get the job done.
Do you throw the competition off the shelf?
You know what? I hope the competition don't go after Frito-Lay, but we are the competition. Yeah. We are. We take over pretty much damn near the whole aisle. You know?
First of all, that's a whole fact.
Yeah.
I gotta give you that one.
Yeah.
I gotta give you that one.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because it's kind of important. So how do you balance the regular 9 to 5 and balancing doing the modeling, the acting, and the producing? So how do you balance the time for both? Because I know both have really strong time constraints.
Yes. First and foremost, you have to have the mindset of discipline. So when I say discipline, if this is something that you want to do, it's a lot of sacrifice. That means, okay, I know I got to be at work at 3 a.m. I mean, I get done till maybe 11 hours later, but I have a gig to go to. So that gig might start at 4 o'clock p.m. So, the balance is, okay, I know this is happening, so I'm going to make sure I get my rest. I'm going to make sure that, when I work, if I got to start a little early to make it to the next gig, I'm going to just compromise that and stuff like that. So it's basically discipline and compromise and sacrifice.
Right. So what are the things that you trade off in your life? So are you trading off the sleep? Are you trading off the money? What are you trading off?
As of right now, I'm trading off the sleep. The money is coming in, but it's not like what people think. Right. So basically it's just the sleep part to give myself a balance, make sure I'm eating, the right foods that's going to give me the energy to complete that whole day, because it's pretty much going to be a pretty full schedule. Right. So I'm going to say the sleep.
I got you. Because I know with the whole thing, because you work a full 8, maybe 10 hours just on your regular 9 to 5. Yes. Then let's say you have a gig thereafter. Let's say you go from like 4 in the morning to like 4 in the afternoon, for example. You got a gig at like 7. Yeah. That's for your life, that's a real life situation.
Absolutely.
That's why I said there's a sacrifice that you're making in that process. Sometimes it's sleep, sometimes it's food, sometimes it's money, because certain people, when they make sacrifices, they're kind of sacrificing the wrong thing, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's why I kind of asked you that question.
Like their job.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What made you go into modeling?
Yeah, that's what I want to start off with too. Tell us about that.
Well, I guess when I did it at a very young age. I was maybe like 6 years old. Oh wow. Yeah. So.
So did you do like print work?
It was print work. Yeah. So I got my first gig. I was on the front page cover of a magazine back in '92.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah.
92. I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
I'm still in diapers.
Yeah, back in '92.
92. Okay.
It was crazy how that happened, because a lady was just looking around scouting, and I guess I must have had a smile. Okay. And she just walked into my grandmother and was like, "He has a nice smile. Would you want him to be a part of this photo shoot?" And at first my grandmother was like,
"Scam,
yeah." But she was like, "Why not?" And kind of found the lady was legit. So I was doing a lot of that print work, a lot of.
You just did it like right off the beginning, just as a kid, just like.
Yeah, and then I stopped because school and all that, and a lot of this stuff, I wasn't rich, so a lot of this stuff you have to invest in.
Now, hold on, say that one more time. I'm not. We wasn't rich.
We wasn't rich.
So people can understand that.
Rich, but you have to invest in too. So as a kid, you still investing, as a kid.
And I think
to do print work, what people don't know, and I'll let you explain. You got to do headshots, things like that.
Yeah. So. And at that time I wasn't signed to no agency, so a lot of this stuff was just, when the people needed me, or they needed, you know, headshots and all that, we had to come out of our own pocket and pay for that, and it's expensive, you know. And especially if you want the real high quality good stuff, you're gonna pay.
Yeah, no, my uncle, shout out to my uncle Daryl, he actually does photography, and he actually did headshots and print. So I understand how much that costs.
Oh yeah, the time, all that. You know, then you have to, you know, get it, you know, submit it to the agency, and sometimes they may see it, but when they look at the pictures, it may not be what they're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
So now that's money that you can spend.
Right, because you already invested, you know, a couple $100 to get these prints out. And you're doing this as a, you know, this is happening as a kid. So I mean, the sacrifice wasn't necessarily on you per se.
It was on
your
grandmother.
Family. Your grandmother that actually hold you down to make sure that she got you off the ground. So shout out to your grandmother.
Absolutely. Salute. She's no longer with us, but hey, she's here with us still.
I know she's up in heaven looking down.
Absolutely.
This, man. That's great.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, that's crazy. Six years old?
Yeah.
But you've been doing it since 6?
Like I said, I stopped because, like I said, it got so expensive we couldn't really afford it. So it was just like going back to the regular life. And what happened was, I got back when I was 16 years old, and they changed. You know, so like I said, the entertainment industry is constantly changing. You got to keep up.
Sure.
So when I got back in at 16, it got a little tough because.
So let me ask this. So you stopped. What made you jump What made you jump into the hoop again?
You know,
was it Federal Day at school?
That's what I was
down that time, you know, girls was popping off and everything.
That's what I'm saying. What made you jump back in at 16 out of all time? Because you were out of the game and you said, let me get back into this.
It wasn't
so I had to be
No.
That's one of the reasons.
The reason was, you know, as you're a teenager, you start watching music videos. You start looking at, you know, the people on TV that's cool and like, wow, I want to be just like that.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, let me get back into it. You know, so in my mind, I'm seeing myself looking like the rappers, the R&B singers, the pop stars and all that. You know, it was at that time, you know, B2K, Immature. They was getting all the girls.
Yeah.
You know?
At the time they were.
And I'm 16. I'm trying to look like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got back in it again.
Just got back into the
You know, and but I got a rude awakening. You're not those people.
I got
you know, you're not.
And that's a very state of mind right there because it takes hard to somebody to admit, like, hey, this really ain't you.
Yeah.
I mean, you think it's you, but it's not you.
You may think that, yo, I'm good, I can match up, but then you get into the actual story like,
well, another thing people don't realize is they're not those people. They have a whole industry behind them.
Exactly.
They're just a face.
Exactly.
That's what they are. They're a product of countless hours of time of investment. They're a product of multiple people producing them.
Yep.
They're not a person, they're an entity. That's the risk that this job poses.
You said it
You're
perfect.
no longer a person, but an entity.
Yeah.
Of course they're right to tell you that you're not that guy. They're not those guys.
That's a fact. Because you gotta understand, they got the machine behind them.
Yeah.
And I mean by the machine, they have a big industry behind them pushing these boys along. So when I met people like Chris Brown and some of them back in the day when they were young, it wasn't the fact that they weren't good, they just had the machine. And if you have the machine behind you, it's hard for a regular person to jump in and be like, oh, I can dance like Chris Brown, I can sing like Chris Brown, I can look like Chris Brown, facts.
Yeah.
But he got the machine.
And I didn't have the machine.
You didn't have the machine. And sometimes you need to have that, but when you look at it in hindsight, it's a lot of sacrifice that they had to do. You had sacrifice, true. But these boys had a different level of sacrifice that you may or may not have been willing to do in order to get there. But before we get to that point,
I had a question.
I need to spin the block a little bit. Let me ask this question. I'll let you get it.
Yeah.
Were you born and raised out here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's one thing I wanted to kind of follow up because there's a lot of people when they come from like a modeling or music or movie background.
That's a good question.
A lot of people they come from the Midwest, or they come from the East. We got people we got viewers and listeners who actually come from there, and they always look at the dream of, yo, I would love to come to Hollywood, I would love to come to California to try to pursue modeling, singing, acting, whatever it may be. And you're kind of the example of like, look, I do it, but it's not on the scale that y'all think it is. I'm not a super duper star, at least not at this juncture in time. I'm not saying that you're not going to get there. It's just you're trying to chase it.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
It's closer to a nightmare.
Yeah. So What high school did you graduate from?
Jordan High School.
Jordan High School.
Jordan High School. Okay. What year did you graduate from Jordan?
2003.
2003.
So
2005.
So
Okay.
It's so funny. That's Long Beach Jordan for everybody.
Yeah. Not LA Jordan.
Long Beach,
It's two different Jordans. Yeah, let's get it right.
Two different Jordans.
He went to Long Beach. He didn't go to the one and watch. He went to Long Beach.
There's two different Jordans. There's a Jordan High School.
Let's clarify that.
Hey, so don't get mad.
No shots. No shots.
Just one of my boys in my music group, shout out to my squad, cross culture, my boy Marshall, he actually graduated from Long Beach Jordan as well. But he graduated earlier than you. He graduated in 90.
Okay. Well, I was 6 years old. Yeah.
You was on your modeling,
Yep.
You graduated in high school.
So now that you got for the modeling thing, what turned you into the music industry? How did you get into the music industry?
Just basically, like I said, once I got into the modeling.
Said the music? Heater. Oh, the heater? You're fine. The heater's fine. It's okay.
What got me into the music was, like I said, my father used to play the drums. So music was just all around me, period. So, and one thing I like to tell people too, in the entertainment industry, everything ties in together, from modeling, acting, music.
Facts.
That's all
Facts.
tied in. So you're gonna be doing.
So Pops was a drummer.
He was a drummer.
Okay, so did he? So
I knew he was going to ask this question.
What was the genre?
So did he have his own band?
Yes, he did.
So
Nice.
So who did he work with?
You know, he worked with. He got a chance to work with Rick James.
Nice.
Word.
Yeah, he got a chance to work. Yeah. I don't know if you knew a guy named Leon Haywood.
I know. Yeah, I know who he was.
Okay, yeah. So he got a chance to work with him.
My brother got his album.
Yeah, played drums and stuff like that.
So he did a lot of studio work.
Yeah.
Did he get a chance to tour and stuff with Rick, or did he just
No,
a
a lot of studio stuff. Yeah.
That's real good. That's a lot of bread made.
Yes.
It's not like it's nothing.
Yeah, but you do, but unfortunately, this is not to talk bad about my father. He's no longer with us, but in that industry, if you're not really fully aware of what's going on, you get caught up in things like drugs.
That's what I was kind of leading to.
Yeah.
That. You kind of got to my next question, like, because when you're in that industry, there's a lot of things that could derail you. I don't care if you're in modeling, music, movies, any type of entertainment at this juncture. There's a lot of things that could kind of sway you.
That was a time, though. That was a real time.
But those times are actually still now. It's just more so. It's just more in your face now.
Yeah.
And it was,
yeah.
Then it wasn't really talked about because you didn't have social media. It was kind of kept quiet. You know, people would do it. You'll be, like for me, you'll be in certain studios and you'll be like sampling and recording. There's a secondary room where all the other stuff's happening. You got the drugs happening. You walking in, there's liquor and weed smoke right off rip. Then you're going in, there's like, okay, there's lines of cocaine here. And then when you're sitting there, and I understand how your father got caught up, because you're in that environment day in, day out. You're trying to make a bag. And these artists, Rick James amongst others, is telling you, no, do this with me. You can't rock with us if you don't do this.
Rick James.
No, I'm just going.
He's right. He's right.
Because this is the real thing. And this is what I want to convey to the audience, because a lot of times people see these stars and they're not seeing what's really going on to get them to this point. People think that these celebrities, and especially musicians, even models and stuff too, that they do this with a clear head and a clear mind all the time. A lot of times they're getting thrown drugs and alcohol, and the reason why they do it to you is because if they can compromise your brain, they can compromise your money too, because you're not thinking with a clear head.
The sad thing is that they're lied to, they lie to others, and they lie to themselves about why they do it, and the same excuse is always, I'm not creative without it. They're like, oh, well, this is where I get my creative juices from, that's why I need the women, the alcohol, I need all that, but if you really think about it, even for a second, you realize that can't be true. Why? You didn't start with that. Something went wrong.
No, what went wrong is the machine got you wrong. Because you start, like I said, once you get into these environments, you have to make tough decisions. And some of those tough decisions happen so early on. We could be at a modeling shoot. We're dealing with a couple of execs who's putting on the show, for example, and then they're going to be in the back, be like, yo, you ain't running a line of cocaine with us? Because they'll be sitting up there running a line of cocaine, getting tiny, and they'll be all loopy and all that stuff. I've been there.
Be like, yeah, they're famous, but the manager's rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they said they got your head all messed up and stuff, and then you're going on stage trying to model, trying to do your thing, they trying to get you in a super comfortable space. And the problem is you're compromising yourself because once you start going down that rabbit hole once, now you feel like you have to do this in order to get on stage.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. Oh, I had a little bit of a slip or stumble this last go around, so I need to like pop up, a couple of Jack Daniels and kind of scoot down a little bit to get right.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny, but it's tragic.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth.
In college, shout out to my man Chris. He's actually a fashion designer now. He actually designed the line for Honors, which was in Target for a long period of time. Their T-shirt, underwear, all that's lines. So when they're doing modeling events, these are things that he had to continue. And he got caught up in that because when you're thrown into it, when you're dealing with other outfits, other teams, other stuff, you may not be like that, but they are.
Yeah.
But then you're on their bill, on their show.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to match
It's
up
that pressure,
or get out the way.
yeah.
So the pressure is put on you. And so my thing is, has the pressure hit you?
I think,
And I know it's a tough question.
it has, but the problem is like I said, I have a family.
Yes.
So I had to think about my boys and all that.
Right.
Okay, if I'm not all the way there and I'm making these mistakes, it's going to affect them.
Yeah.
So I had to ask myself, I said, is it worth me, I love my family, so my family always came first. So I always told myself I got to make the right decision. So if I have to lose an opportunity that's not for me because I have to do something that I don't want to do, I'm okay with that. Because like I said, my family's going to be here no matter what. That's how I look at it.
Yes.
They're not going to sit there and, my kids are not going to sit there and just walk away from me because I didn't, get this contract, $1 million contract,
And
because I have to smoke and do all this.
Yes.
They're going to be there, but they're going to go.
Right.
And find somebody else. I'm replaceable.
Right.
So,
And-
And
then not to cut you off, but I think that's a tough decision a lot of people cannot make because it's like, okay, I see this document opportunity. This is a whole lot of good money, but at the same time, my family is more important than to me to put my name on the stamp, which I know it might lead to either good success or not, but I can't take that away from what I got my responsibilities for, which is make sure I still continue to make the bread and butter for my family and stuff like that. So that's why I envy you on that because you had an opportunity. Okay, I can sign my name on the dotted line, but my kids and my family come first. So
that's why I said I'll play advocate because you said something that's super important in that mix. I have a family that I have to support. You got sons. You got 2 sons, if I'm not mistaken, or 4. First of all, before I'll hold the question for a second. Now say what's up to your sons and stuff.
I want to give a shout out to my twin boys, Aiden and Jaden.
Twin boys.
Shout out to my other son, Andrew, and my oldest son, Ricky.
First of all, how old are your kids, man?
15, 8, and 6.
Oh, now they.
Because I know you told me, I didn't know you had 4 boys. You told me you had 2. The twins. Okay.
First of all, love to your kids.
Much love and respect, brother.
I gotta show that. Go ahead.
You want to give a shout out to the future for me?
Oh, yeah, hey.
Shout out to the future 2 or 3. I got.
Hey, shout out to the future, man. We they doing big things. You know what I'm saying? I'm so far I'm loving this podcast. They're really talking about some good stuff that people need to know. And
we appreciate that, brother.
You need to hear this.
What goes into my question, because you said you have your kids and that you stand on your kids. Here's one thing that's super important, because the compromise part is that, look, in one hand, I have to hold up my morals and values and look out for my family. But on the other hand, I still have to provide for my kids because I have to keep the money coming in, I have to keep this coming in. So, like I said, what is your decision-making process? So let's say, hey, the Yeezy line comes in, they want you to model, and they're going to offer you a $100,000 contract, but You have to be away from your kids. It is in front of Kanye, in front of, and you know how his machine gets down. Not to say that it's terrible, because I have one of my friends who is a designer for that line, but I know how the machine gets down. So, are you willing to make those type sacrifices for the money, or is it more about the morals?
I'm gonna say a little bit of both. The reason why I'm gonna say both is because, for one thing, I tell people too, when you jump into the industry, have second eyes. A lawyer that can, that can read the contract.
Facts.
Yeah, that can, okay, I don't understand this contract. Let me pass this to this lawyer or somebody that knows the industry, that's an industry lawyer, to see.
Before you start, I need you to repeat that for the kids in the back and let them know to have a lawyer on retainer.
Yeah, you need to have a lawyer in the back. You need that second eye that can read what's going on, because a lot of times what I know is people do, they get manipulated. Yes. They see I can make this, and all I gotta do is that, and when you sign your name on that line, that's it, you're done.
Yes.
And if you don't understand that sometimes this contract means that,
Thank you for saying that.
No, that's
you just said it.
And that's why I want you to clear it up with kids in the back.
Because, okay, let's say you might 100,000, but what you don't understand, if you don't read the small print or don't understand, you're not getting 100,000.
Half of that going to them, time and everything.
100,000, and people don't understand the financials behind it. So you may sign a contract for 100,000, but you gotta understand the chop up. So the chop up is that's 100,000, but you got that lawyer that you had to read that. That's 5 to 10% off rip, depending on who you are with your lawyer. Then you got your other team of people that you have to throw some money to. You gotta get, you gotta get your feet right, you gotta get your clothes, there's a lot of things that
comes out the contract.
And then this is where I gotta give credit to Master P when he said this, when he first started, and shout out to Master P, when he said he had to spend that much money for that lawyer to make sure everything was legit, to get to that success. That's relevant, because okay, I'm finna put my name on this dotted line here, but I don't know all these financial terms. So I'm willing to spend the money on a good ass attorney to make sure they know if he's an O's and I'm not getting screwed and stuff like that. And people, and a lot of, like you said, a lot of people don't understand that.
One of the things that people don't understand, and I know that we touched on it a couple of podcasts ago when we had Dirty Joe on the podcast, he said the exact same thing. What are you investing into it ahead of time in order to get back the result? Because sometimes you got to invest more to get a bigger result. So that means that a lot of people are going into industries thinking that, well, I can just go in plain Jane, not invest nothing, just be me, go in there, and everything's going to work perfect. I'm going to tell you how many people that's happened to. Maybe about 20 out of the Everybody else had to invest, and as you go along, once you get in, you're going to be investing more. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's money, sometimes I gotta be in the gym 5 days a week as opposed to the half of one that I've been doing for my life because I thought I was cute.
It's
I'm sorry.
It's a lot.
You can't be like nerdboyfresh in the gym getting ice cream bottles.
Your image, all that.
One of the things I respect is because you said before you even pulled up, you was like, yo, what you doing before? I'm in the gym. I was like, yo, I have to, you report to make sure that you got that little quick little 30 minutes to an hour in.
You have to,
make sure that you're working.
And then too, a lot of things that, and even for me, as I'm getting older and being more wiser, is more trying to be more consistent on everything you set off for yourself. So even what you just said too, I still work at 95. I still got to support my kids. No matter what, my kids come first, my family come first, and that takes not only a big man but a good father to make that right decision for that, because it's like, okay, if I have to sacrifice and be away from my kids, I need to make sure they understand what all the levels of sacrifice I'm doing for them just to make the success. So when I'm not here anymore, they still got something to go on.
Exactly.
So that's ironic, man. That's really ironic.
And like I said, the reason why I said both, because let's say, for example, if I do sign this contract, it's not about me no more. So if I make the wrong decision, guess what? It's going to affect the family.
True.
So it's just like I said, you gotta have that second eye, which is somebody a lawyer that can read it and let you know this is what's going on. Now, a lot of times is trust too.
Yeah.
Because they can tell you anything, you know.
Right. So that would be my secondary question. So I know you're doing a lot of this on your own. So who's in your team who's helping you, get to those aspirational goals that you're trying to chase?
And shout out to you and your crew. I seen some of your videos. Y'all doing real good things.
You're not doing it solely.
No.
There's a team behind you.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Marco Infante. He's also a good director, producer, and stuff that's been out here doing this for years, doing it longer than I have, knows the ins and outs. So that was one particular person I knew I could trust because he's proven to me, and when I worked with him, it was just straightforward. This is how you do it. This is how we're gonna move, and this is the direction you need to go. And once I experienced that, I was like, wow, okay, you want to attach yourself to people that have more experience and people that's doing better than you.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. This is, we're not in competition, but you do want to, find at least somebody. If it's one person, somebody that you can, okay, cool, I see. It just gets that monkey off the back, like, woo!
I feel you. I feel everything you just said on that part.
I always tell people, you can't be the smartest one in the room.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times I do feel that I am very smart at what I do, but for me to grow, I can't be the smartest one on it. I can't be the smartest one.
And I'm gonna use a quote one of my jiu-jitsu coach always says: "It's not who's good, it's who's left."
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's the thing is a lot of people get so caught up with being the best, failing to realize that there is no such thing as the best.
Not at all.
But what you want to aim for is being among them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's a very feasible goal for practically everyone. Because you could be among the best, but nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever be the best.
True.
Some people would make the argument, well, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Metallica, or all these other bands or actors saying, well, they're the best. I can tell you right now, right around the corner, there's somebody who disagrees with you and says, no, they're not.
Yeah.
So, back to what I just said, it's like, you can never be the best. And that's not to put someone down, that's just a, hey, wake up. You're going to kill yourself trying to do that. Instead, just aim to be among them.
Yeah. And then another thing, too, you have to do the research on your own.
Yes.
This is not, you can't always rely on other people.
Right.
You have to know your business as well. You have to.
And that's why what we do, we're in a business of teaching and training and trying to get people to grow and elevate, and that's what we do, especially on this podcast here. But it's always, let me pick this person's brain.
Yeah.
Let me ask this person this question so I can learn and grow.
And I can relate to that because anytime if I don't know something, even if I do know it, I'll ask him before I make a decision. Like, hey, Kim, can you explain this to me? Or I'll come ask Vic, can you explain this to me? And that goes around the table too. So, I might not be the smartest person, but I might know a little bit of something. Same goes for my boys. If I don't have something in the right direction, I don't know about it. Hey, Cam, can you show me about this? And that's how you grow, not only your friendship, but anything else you do in life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's got to double check his homework.
Yeah. Proofread it, all that.
Yeah, bro. So
You didn't spell this right. You messed up here.
that's part of having a good team around.
Yeah.
So when you have your team,
Check your
you connect with other producers and directors and stuff to help you push and grow.
Yeah.
So we did talk about your modeling. So you said you did some production work as well.
Yes. So recently, last year, I just produced a movie called Boys for Life.
Okay.
That's going to be coming out in a few months.
I know you told me about that.
Yeah. So
Boys for Life. So what was the inspiration behind it? What was the
it was fun because, like I said, the director that I worked with, Marco Fonte, he came with the idea, and the most important thing I liked about it was the fact that my boy was in the movie with me too.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, it was awesome.
So is your oldest was in there? Your youngest was in
It
there?
was just my youngest, so my twins,
Oh, the
and
twins.
yeah, my second oldest was in there too. So three youngest was there. So
That's good.
basically, Boys for Life was just it was like a kind of like a funnier version of Bad Boys.
Got it.
So whatever you saw in Bad, it was the opposite. It was a comedy.
Right. So
Okay.
Yeah. So
I made it more like, is it like more spoofish or is it just like we just made it more funny?
more funny. Yeah. Like
Got it.
I'd say a little bit of both.
The reason I'm asking because when people say Bad Boys, because you know how Bad Boys was. It was an action movie that had a lot of comedy elements. And so when you said it's more funny, I was like, okay, was it more on the spoof side of things or was it just has more funnier elements than more action sequences.
A lot of funnier elements.
Was the humor more of like self-aware humor, or
no.
like slapstick comedy, or just like the family type comedy?
Family type comedy, yeah. So it was,
So did you actually pin it together, or did Marco who pinned it together?
Actually, Marco was the director. He was the one that was like the executive producer and the director.
Oh, so he pinned out the whole thing.
And I produced kind of like finding the characters to fit the vision of where we wanted to take the movie to that direction.
So what y'all trying to put it? Y'all just trying to do it as an independent? Y'all trying to
independent, but we also is going to be on Tubi.
Okay,
nice.
And then the next goal is Netflix, hopefully.
Okay.
But Tubi right now, that's where we're heading right now.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Start somewhere small and make it. Yeah, that's good.
That's very good and that's very credible because a lot of people do a lot of movies. They don't even get to that particular pinnacle to even have Tubi give them a look.
Tubi was interesting. Yeah, they're looking at it.
It feels like Tubi's becoming a bit of a more professional YouTuber.
Yeah.
To where it's like, obviously we're not going to let anyone put anything, but it's like, if you got a level of skill there, Tubi will probably take it.
Yeah.
Because I would say that's a benefit of Tubi. Not only is it free, it's got practically everything.
Everything you need.
Yeah.
And on top of that means independent films such as yours. And I think that's what entertainment-wise society is severely lacking is proper independent filmmaking and production. I mean, there's far too much stuff that's just produced by corporation or company or whatnot, and that's why so much of it's terrible. Because it's not made by a person, it's made by the machine.
Yeah.
What does the machine know about the people?
AI and all that, that's kicking in and all that, man.
You just said something important right there too, Victor. What does the machine know about the people?
Well, yeah, and that's kind of the question mark. But here's the thing. What do you like more? So do you like the modeling more? Do you like the producing, directing more? Do you want to go into more of the acting scene? What's the game plan?
I like the acting and producing more.
Okay.
Because in modeling, modeling is this perfect world. You have the perfect body, the perfect look.
Again, agreed.
And it's and to me, I just felt like I do it from time to time if needed, but I feel like
you want to say something right there, Victor, for that. Because you got a big smile.
I feel like you have to be this especially for women. It's very manipulative.
I think you need a different question. Hold on.
That's a whole different podcast.
Hold on. No. We don't go there. We got time.
Because, and like I said, I also manage female models too.
Yeah. We gonna get there momentarily.
But I like the acting more because when you act, you're bringing out a character.
Yeah.
You're not that character, but the fact that you can make that character realistic to the people. That's a beautiful skill. And then I also like producing because I can play the background and actually see what's going on.
You sound like my favorite wrestler who just said that.
I was trying to go after because there's certain people who love to be on the camera and be the front man and be the face. But there's other people who's like, I'll be in the face, but I'd rather be in the background doing the other stuff. That was more of along the lines of you want to be in front of the camera, you want to be the dude behind you, and kind of like playing the role behind.
It's almost like how much stress do you want?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's more a part of you when you're on the camera or when you're off the camera?
When I'm off the camera.
When you're off the camera?
Yeah, I like it when I'm off the camera because the fact that I'm, seeing my vision come to life.
Okay.
And it's like, wow, okay, I created that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like cool. Now, when I'm on the camera, same thing with the character, but it's just like, okay, the spotlight's on me. You don't know how you're looking, you may have to, all that. It's like, damn, okay. Yeah. All that, man. So when
Thank you for clearing that fire.
Behind the scenes, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can kind of call the shots and be like, okay, this is what I need. But when you out there, man, it's like, it can go on forever. You know?
Yeah. Got it. So, I know you got your project that you're going to be jumping off in a couple months. Is there another project y'all working behind this one? Or
as of right now, for this year, I'm definitely going to be doing more producing.
Okay.
So right now, we're in the negotiation. Right now, we're having meetings right now. What's the next move? It's still kind of early in the year, but we are sitting down saying, okay, what's the next direction we're going to go to?
Nice.
So I say probably like in the middle of February, we'll have a decision on what's the next project, and we're going to go from there.
I got a little something for you. Okay. PVC boys, we'll come up there.
Absolutely.
Make training day but a comedy.
That's kind of wow. That'd be hard to do.
Because training day was real serious. If you kind of like funny that up, so
the best part is it would be the comedy would be surely with the partners. Everything else around them is serious.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But to them, it's just like. Oh, it's been a whack day. It's like we got 7 dead cops. Right? It's like other stuff. The drugs are missing. It's just like, but we did our best.
Yeah.
You know what? For some reason, I can see that. I can see that work because when he just broke it down, I'm just like, wow. He just said 7 dead cops. Drugs are missing.
And like the one scene in Training Day where he's trying to hype him up to shoot him to make.
Oh yeah.
Instead of him hyping up, it's really accidental.
That'd be wild.
He's like, I think there's something wrong.
Now I want to see this movie. So let me ask you another question. So is it hard for you to find the right people to work with? Not only decide for your director and producer, but like your whole circle wise. How did you get your circle to as one? To where I know y'all gonna have some ups and downs in your circle, but at the same time, how do you guys overcome doing everything together?
Well, like I said, when I first got into this, it was difficult because a lot of times in this industry, a lot of people are not reliable, especially if you're not like a big name.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like you'll reach out to people, and because you may not have a big following, or because you're just not well known, they're not going to really want to work with you. You know, so I think social media has this thing where if you don't have a big following or you're not out here, well known, people are not really going to mess with you. And I had to go through that for a long time. And it took some months and years to actually go through the ringer, work with the sharks, work with the people that act like they're for you, but they're not. So now you're getting conned and scammed.
Yeah, because you was with the schools.
Yeah.
You was messing with people's in the machine.
Yeah. Exactly. So for that answer, it was not easy. But I'm glad I went through all that because it got me to the right people.
So that goes to a different question. So what did you learn in that process of dealing with people who were trying to like take you out of position and trying to compromise you, things like that? So what did you learn in that process? Well,
first and foremost, the experience. The experience I got out of that was like, okay, now you know what to look for.
Right.
Now you know, okay, if I'm going to do this, sometimes you may have to, how can I say it, invest more in yourself. To make yourself look, to make yourself trustworthy to the people that you're reaching out to. They say, okay, if you get just one person that believes in your vision, word of mouth goes around. Okay, no, this person is shit. Yeah, he's done that. So, how it started was, like I said, I used to manage models, and one girl saw the vision. She knew I was not here to. For no funny business, I was about my business. And just so happened, she was like a beautiful woman and all that. And when we did our first photo shoot, she posted it, and then people started seeing that, and that's my manager. So it kind of pieced that together to where it got me to the right people, because that one person.
Right. And sometimes, and that's why I said that goes into. That's why I was thinking, when you were saying the team of people that's around you, that went into my original question, which goes into. You said you manage models who are all females. Yeah. So how did you start doing that first and foremost? I got different questions on that, but that's the first question. How did you start doing that?
I want to give a shout out to my best friend, Dominique, because at that time...
I've seen her on your thing.
Yeah. At that time, like I said, she's a very beautiful girl. A lot of people wanted to work with her, but it was the trust that she had with people.
Got it.
And like I said, she knew I was good in business, and she knew I've been in the industry, and she was like, look, I don't trust these people right now. I don't know who's who, but I do need like some kind of representation. And she chose me.
Okay.
And like I said, we started from the ground up. By her, she's very good at her image and all that, so it attracted people.
Right. People to
page, exactly. So
how was it for you being on the modeling side of things, you being the one trying to be the face, to you being like, now I got a female on my team, and I'm trying to get her out there to kind of push and go.
My experience for what as a young kid, and at 16 and all that, kind of knowing, okay, what to look for, how to go about this,
Nice.
the right photo shoots, your headshots, your portfolio, all that, because I've been there.
Yeah, no, I got it.
And to give her that kind of information, it just worked out because of my experience.
So
Did y'all sign, not to cut you off, like
Yes.
any legal documentation?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
right.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
So
Because sometimes people don't want to do
let
that.
me ask you.
So that's a
I'm gonna
good.
ask this question. You could choose not to answer,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to ask anyway because it's just I think it's something that the people should know. With Dominique or any of the ladies who were on your team at the time, was there any point in time where that trust was compromised or broken? And if so, why?
I think what happened was once they started getting a lot of attention, these are females.
No, I know.
The female, and this is not saying nothing negative, but a lot of times what I notice when you work with a lot of females, when they start getting that attention, sometimes their head gets a little big. So now they think I'm the...
You just said the biggest thing too.
I'm the bomb. I
Yeah.
don't really need you anymore. So now you have these people that don't really have the best intentions. They're talking to them. They're in the DMs, or they're kind of you're over here having business. They kind of sneaking. Hey, I got this going on. I can do better than what he got. And there it goes.
Scavengers. That's what we call
Got
it.
it.
There it goes.
So
You gotta keep them humble every time you send them before they get bigger.
So they were getting DM'd on the back end, and that's kind of like
from these high pro, and like I said,
No, because you're gonna. I mean, that comes with the territory. Because
Absolutely, yeah.
Once you're dealing with people that they know that you have a good team,
Uh-huh,
and they
yeah.
know you're an upstart.
yeah,
The people in the big, like higher up,
Yeah.
they start plucking away.
Yeah.
You see this in YouTube. You see this in
Yeah.
modeling. You see this in music all the time.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain threshold, they want to kind of
break it all up.
They want to bust it up because they know that.
They know
the
potentially it's
pieces-
gonna be making money.
They know the pieces are good. Even you as a piece were good. But
Man,
they're
you said
trying
it.
to pluck all of you.
Oh,
And guess
Lord.
what they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Hey, I told you. I've done
I
it.
told you.
You said it, Jess.
What
Yeah.
We had this conversation. What I tell you?
Yeah.
Because they're going to separate you. And here's the thing. What a lot of people don't understand is that the separation of all of you was kind of y'all downfall because what y'all really were good, y'all was good as a collective. And it's hard, and I know it's hard for it to keep everybody on the same path and on the same vision, which goes into the leadership part of the conversation. And so that's why I said what was compromised and why is because part of that is twofold is do you think that your leadership in the management portion, do you feel that it was good enough even at that time to make sure that you kept the roster together as long as you did?
I did the best I could do. I knew my leadership was good because, for one, it was strictly business. I
gotta clarify. I'm gonna clarify that point right there. Strictly business.
Yes.
So that means there was no
None
nothing on the
of
back
that.
end,
None of that.
no freaky deaky on the
None of that.
side.
Everything straightforward,
No,
basically.
no, I have to say that because to a lot of people who are in these industries, especially with women coming in and they're dealing with a guy who is a manager or a friend, they always think that, oh, well, she's hitting them off on the side.
And that's so
things like
wrong
that.
too.
And I know it's a wrong mentality because there is people who do
Yeah.
that stuff. I'm just being
Oh yeah,
honest.
I've seen
And I'm
it.
pretty sure you've seen.
We
I've
see
seen it.
it
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that, those are things that, you definitely want to clear up because it's not the whole, it's not the industry as a whole.
Yeah, because it's just another form of compromise.
Yeah.
Any compromise leads to destruction.
Yeah.
Especially one so heinous that involves the body. Everyone is just ruined right now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, come on. No one's going into this business thinking, okay, I'm gonna become a big shot. I'm also gonna find a wife in the process. That's not happening.
Say that line one more time.
I'm gonna become a big shot, and I'm gonna find a wife in the process.
Yeah.
That is not happening. You cannot do that in this industry. At least not a healthy, loving one.
You can.
You can, but
it's a very tough, narrow,
Because it's
difficult
all there.
path because you're dealing with a lot of outside things that could derail it if you are not foundationally strong enough
Yeah.
to make it happen. Because the problem is when people are looking at it from the outside in, they think that, well, I'm so foundationally strong, I won't be compromised. I won't until they get thrown in that mix, until it's in front of them. The reason why I said what I was saying about was there anything that was compromised because when you're dealing with the roster of females, you have their attention and trust at all times.
Absolutely.
You could have easily said, let's do this. You could have easily said, let's take this trip over here. Let's do this.
I see you. I'm sorry, because I know what you mean by that. So yeah.
Those are real instances that really happen with a lot of things, especially when you deal with the machine. When you're dealing with bigger entities, that is the compromise. Because you can't walk into Calvin Klein as a female 15, 16 and not think that these conversations are not being had.
It's definitely going down.
I know people who are models. This is the reason why OnlyFans is popping, is because the machine is behind OnlyFans. That's what people don't understand. When they offer Snoop Dogg $100 million to show the thing, why do you think they have $100 million to talk about? Because
That's facts.
Somebody who got enough bread around there to front $100 million just for one shot, really?
And the sad,
Go ahead.
And the sad thing is, it's not even the loss of integrity; it's the loss of your own soul.
Right.
Because because what it is, it's always been the problem of sin. It's a sin problem. It's lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes. It's all lust. And lust doesn't purely mean sexual. Lust just means desire. Right? And it's a desire for all the things that'll never find fulfillment. That's why they always want more. And these poor kids, that's what they are. They're kids. You know, getting dragged into this, exposed to that, become what they are. You know, it's a horrible, heinous cycle. And a lot of people say, well, I have my convictions, I have my rock that I stand upon. But if that rock is not Christ himself, if it's not God, if you have no fear of God in your life, all of your convictions are merely preferences. They will change because you have nothing to stand on.
And the flip of it is, it's like, look, when you're in front of this, you're so easily displayed if you're not grounded enough. And that's what people don't understand. People think that they don't have a price. Everybody says that until somebody throws them like enough of a dollar sign or enough of a luxury thing to be like, oh, well, you're a model, you want some girls? I got 20 of the top-notch girls that you got easy access to. They're on my roster. You want them, I'll give them to you. Because to them, it's like, I can get another 20 in the next 4 to 5 days. Here's your 20. They're good. You think your models are good? Cool. I got another 20 to add to your wow. And that probably meant,
I know.
Very real
because
things.
that's a strong state of mind right there because that's how it works.
Because
it's sad to say.
Where people are going to push you and say, look, what are you willing to compromise in order to get to this point? Or are you willing to compromise to get to it? And that's why we were talking at the very beginning before we got on the thing. I told you we're going to get there. We're going to get there. What are you willing to compromise to get to the position that you want to be at? That's the question. Because a lot of people, they may think that, oh, well, I won't compromise this. You really think that? There's a lot of females who say, well, I'm not going to go in the industry and not have sex with this person. I'm not going to do this with this person. Why? Because you're in the industry. Until you get there, you have to make that decision, and you're in the office with the dude who has the contract in his hand and says, look, I have $1 million contract. You could go model for Calvin Klein now. We'll send you to Milan now. All you have to do is just do this, sign this, and you're on your way. And people say that. You've been in these positions.
And that's a risk certain.
On a lower scale, but it's still the same conversation. Because they think that because you don't have nothing, they give you a little something, you'll be like,
they give you a taste. But then that's the risk certain people will take and will not take. So, like Cam said, and that's something I had to learn too about what risk are you willing to take to get to that level of success. Meaning, if you, and we just said right now, meaning if you got to do something dirty to get to that good time, or do something good to dirty to get to that time. And sometimes it might work out for the greater good. Sometimes it might not.
I'm gonna give you the dead honest answer. You got your deal with Tubi. Y'all kicking that out right now. Y'all have to deal with the machine next.
It's coming.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. You're gonna have to deal with the machine next. You got a Tubi deal, which is great. And Tubi is a machine in itself, but in the scale of machine, y'all going from Tubi to Netflix. Now you're talking about the team who owns Netflix.
Yeah.
They're the machine.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask y'all a bunch of tough questions. And they're going to ask y'all a bunch of stuff like, are y'all willing to compromise? Are y'all willing to compromise y'all creative?
Congratulations.
Are you
you're in the
willing
water.
to compromise that? Oh,
Yeah.
we like what y'all do, but here's what we want. You may be cool, but we may not want your boy Marco.
And then we were talking.
You may be cool, but we may not want your girls who's on your roster, and we may substitute them, even though they got you to the point and they grind, they got you to the point. They're gonna give you a bunch of questions. Are you willing to make that decision when Netflix, the machine's gonna say, look, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen when you get there. Market. They're gonna give you a 2-movie deal. And that 2-movie deal may net you somewhere between 500,000 to $1 million, depending on how good they think.
And not the and let me clarify this.
They're gonna throw some money because they got money. If they think they're good enough, they're gonna throw some money behind it.
Yeah.
But they're gonna make you change up a lot. And they may say, look, Marco may be the one we want. And they may not want you.
And hold on, let me clarify something. Not to say any of that's not gonna happen for you, brother, because I know it's gonna happen, and it will. So let me clarify that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just clarifying that. All your success and all your hard work is gonna pay off in the end. But what we're saying is, too, you're gonna run into them situations as well too, as you are now. Mm-hmm. So.
You get it now with you.
Yeah. So. So basically, are you, and this I know it's gonna be a personal question, are you prepared to make that decision not only for you or for your team, but for otherwise? If it's like, okay, maybe they're not want me, but they might want my hunger right here. So are you willing to say, you know what, this is for you. This is what we work for. So if we got to do this separation, I'm good with that.
I've done that.
Okay.
Like I said, I used to manage models, and when they broke up the team, I told them, if this is the direction you guys want to go, then I can't stop. I said, there's some people that can only take you for so much, and I said, I think it's require our separation. But I'm no longer there.
Yeah.
I'm no longer there. So now you're in their hands. So my thing was, I never wanted to stop them from succeeding. We started together, but there's no guarantees in this. Now, we can stick together if you want to, but my job, I always told them, I said, if you feel like I'm not the right person for you, you're free to go.
Right.
And that's none of us respect that.
I'll tell you how it happened for me. When I had my group Cross Culture, they were trying to bust up and take one of my vocalists. Like, cool, the group is cool, but we really want your vocalist. Mm-hmm. My vocalist actually chose the opposite. No, we either take all of us, or you ain't taking me. Mm-hmm. So she actually chose the opposite in that regard. And I didn't know if I could get them to get to the heights that we got to, and we got to the heights that we were supposed to get to. There's a difference between what we want to get to and what we're supposed to get to. We were supposed to do what we did.
Yes.
And so that allowed us to tour. That allowed us to go, talk to kids at the Boys and Girls Challenges Clubs, reach out to these kids in prisons and do a lot of different things that most artists wouldn't have a chance to sniff. To have celebrities introduce you when you're going on stage. At a church, by the way. And so we had those opportunities that most artists who were high profile don't even get the opportunity to. But that doesn't mean that it was like super monetary. It wasn't like a multi-million-dollar deal. We did it independent. But we made the decision to stick together as a unit to do it. Whereas you said the same thing I did. If you want to, I'm not going to hold you. Yes, they are in a little bit better position right now because they were in a little bit better position at that time. But here's what happened in hindsight. As we start growing, that group that was asking for them kind of fell off. So we leveled out, and then we kept going, and they wasn't heard from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
That's what I was trying to tell people. Just because you think that it looks good at the beginning, that doesn't mean that that's the final destination spot. Because the Lord has a funny way.
Amen to that, brother.
Pushing you to different positions, and just because you may not see the final destination in the final spot, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get to a spot that you can't see or vision, but you're going to have to make a decision, decisions, plural, down the line. What are you willing to compromise? If you don't compromise, are you willing to stick in the pocket to just let the Lord guide you a little bit.
Yes.
And say, look, I'm just gonna let the Lord guide me. We're gonna get you where we're supposed to be. And sometimes that doesn't always equate to the multi-million-dollar deal. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're going to pass on a couple of these.
Oh yeah, I have.
I know you already have. You're going to pass on more.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not always about just the money. Some people always say, oh, it's always about the money. No,
In the bag or something.
It's not always about the bag. Sometimes it's about what are you going to learn in the process. What am I able to teach my kids in the process about the journey? Your kids is fine.
And what's
your
that?
kids is comfy right now. They good. And guess what? They're going to be better.
And what's that line you always tell us?
Oh, what's the line? You know, the slope is bigger than you.
And that's what I told them when I managed them. And like I said, there's a couple of them that they're doing good, and there's some that when they took that
deal in it.
But I said there's nothing I can do. You signed that contract.
Right.
Exactly.
So now I can only give you advice, but you belong to them now. And the only thing I can do is just.
And it's funny. And you said it in a way that's super important. You belong to them.
Yeah.
Because when people don't understand, once a contract is signed, you are under that team or that person's sole control. So whether you got like a regular deal, a 365 deal, whatever it may be, you're under their banner, their control. They can move you and do whatever they want. If they want to sit you, they're going to sit you.
Oh, yeah.
If they want to say, you can't be on your social media because you're part of our team, guess what?
You have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Because if not, you can say, oh, I'm going to break contract, but do you have the paper to break contract?
Exactly, yeah.
You have, I mean, they fronted you 50, 60 yet. I mean, people don't think that's a lot of money, but to a lot of people, that's a real money. Oh, we got a leak. Yeah, it's leaking through a little bit.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure everybody popping in
Yeah.
a little bit. We on rainy day schedule. Started raining on us. We had a pause place right now for the people watching along.
Yes,
of course.
yes.
Paul, you gotta fix this leak.
Yeah, pause place.
I'm gonna make sure my workers, get compensated on that.
Yeah. We're gonna start leaking through a little bit. So what we're gonna do? Because it is raining, I don't want it to get too crazy on us while it's raining and stuff. But I got one final question. What's up for you in the future? What's the future plan?
Right now, like I said, I'm going to be producing. I'm going to be doing a lot of. I'm going to be focusing more on my family, my boys, getting them situated. I'm going to be kind of managing them as well.
Nice.
They play sports, so I'm going to be kind of doing that with them. And my main goal right now is really focusing more on investing more in me.
So what does that mean?
When I say, like I said, I do have a company called World Heat Enterprises.
Got it.
Which would I have the models, but now I'm going to be doing more, going into more directing, producing. But instead of, being all over the place like I was in the mix of just all over here, it's going to be more my direction this time. The way I see fit for what I need to be doing for me when it comes down to this entertainment business.
Right. And we're gonna be in the mix. Don't worry about it.
Oh
We got a PVC support. So whatever you need from us, we got you.
Thanks.
So I know we gotta wrap it up. So before we wrap it up, any advice you can give to any younger generations or anything else you want to give right now?
The best advice I can give anybody right now, if you're trying to get into this industry, patience is for one. You need to have the patience. Do your research, learn your business and what you're trying to get into, and find the right people. It's not about the money all the time. You want to make sure you find the right people, the right circle that's going to guide you, and the right team that's going to guide you in the right direction. Because it's easy to get distracted in this. People dangle this and all that. You get caught up in social media. A lot of times when I say with social media, we don't know what's going on in these people's lives. Yeah, they only showing you the good part, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes until it gets exposed.
Facts.
And a lot of things are getting exposed. You're starting to see, wow, like, I didn't know this was going on.
If Cat Williams didn't tell y'all any of this stuff,
yeah, we would never know.
We would have never known until they dropped it out there. Once you dropped the bombshell, and then you figured out 95% of what you were saying was facts. 5% maybe you was embellished or something. We kind of got that, but 95% of it was cool.
Yeah.
That told you what you needed to know.
Yeah. So the best advice, patience, learn your craft as well. So that way nobody won't be trying to scam you, manipulate you. You got to do research for yourself too. You have to. You have to know where you want to go.
And keep a lawyer on retainer.
Yes,
Once you get to a certain threshold, you got to start getting some.
And it's gonna take money. It's gonna take money. You're gonna spend more than what you get.
But it will. But like I said, once you start getting to real contract negotiations, you gotta have a lawyer on retainer to make sure that everything goes the right way for sure. Where can they find you? Where can they find you on your socials and all that stuff? If you want to reach out to you, at least say what's up and anything, because we're gonna make sure we get that out there.
But you can find me on Facebook as Jason Lane. That's JASONLANG. You can find me on Instagram at King Empire of LB. That's KINGEMPIREOF. LB stands for Long Beach. And that's the only social media I have right now.
That's cool. I just want to make sure
I keep it simple.
Because like I said, there's going to be people who's going to want to like at least pick your brain, ask you some questions. You never know, because we got people who listen in all over the place, models, whatever it is. They're going to want to ask some questions. You never know what that turns out to be. So we definitely want to make sure we give you some run. But yeah, for me and the rest of the squad, of course, it's been an honor and a privilege to have you on.
Appreciate you doing this, brother.
Absolutely, man.
It's great. It's my first time getting a chance to see you face to face. I know we cross each other all the time. And I had a chance to really say what's up.
I told him like, this is gonna be good. Me and you always had a conversation. So I told him like, hey, we gotta get my boy Jay on. So this will be good. And we appreciate you coming on.
And shout out to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And this is probably one of the realest and the best podcasts I ever did so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we talk about things that people need to know. We're not trying to look good. We give you the raw.
Right. That's
the raw.
That's what I want to give you because don't get me wrong. I mean, I could do all the foo-foo-y. We want to give you like, hey, what you really go through. What was the grind? What was the struggle? What was how do you get to certain spots? What was your stopping point? What was your mess up? I didn't even get to that, but we're going to bring you back on.
I can't wait.
As soon as you start, a couple of months from now, work about
I do got some stuff coming up, guys.
I'll be in touch.
We bring you right back in the touch, don't you? Because like I said, you family now.
Thank you. And I appreciate it.
Let people know how raw we really are. Paul, take off the do-rag. Take it off.
It's cold.
The do-rag and the rain, boys. Rain on us right there and whatnot. But,
see the waves we making?
Yes.
But for all the people who've been watching along, we definitely appreciate all of y'all who've been chiming in with us. It's definitely been a privilege and an honor to do this. Having my man Jason Lang on here is definitely an honor.
Yes.
We will have this up as soon as possible so y'all can see and listen. Shout out to all of our subscribers, of course. Shout out to Factor 75, our sponsor, of course. Definitely appreciate you rocking along with. But for my man Paul, for my man Big, my name is Cam, aka Mr. Nerdboyfresh. You know how we do it, God above everything. Shout out to Jason Lang, of course, and his squad. It's God above everything, y'all. Until the next time, family, we will do this again soon.
Much love and respect.
Ooh, yeah, thank you.